The following is an excerpt from a conversation with American archaeologist Professor Bradley T. Lepper, expert on one of the best kept secrets of the United States, the astonishing Hopewell culture and their fascinating, massive earthwork constructions, UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the wonders of the world. Enjoy.
The reason that these sites are now World Heritage Sites, the outstanding universal value that allowed them to be recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, relate to the fact that this monumental architecture was created by indigenous people that didn't live in cities, that didn't have corn, that didn't have hierarchical society with a king at the top. So it was a bunch of small independent communities working together voluntarily to create this monumental architecture. So it's like when I teach at the university and I talk about civilizations, we have these like 7 or 8 different criteria. And Hopewell has only one of them. It has the monumental architecture, but none of the other things that supposedly were required for societies to build great architecture and to have, to feed the numbers of people that would be coming to these places. So it really is a kind of a mystery how these people were able to do what they did from a purely sort of egalitarian, cooperative society with no kings, with no authoritarian leaders. And they not only did it in one place, they did it all over southern Ohio. And in fact, the extent of Hopewell culture goes across much of North America. There are similar kinds of things being built in Missouri and in Florida, as far east maybe as New York. So the southern Ohio is definitely the core, but sort of reverberations and influence extended much, much greater. The earthworks I know best are 2 of the earthworks that are part of the Hopewell Ceremonial Earthworks UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Octagon Earthworks and the Great Circle. These are monumental earthworks. The Great Circle, is 1,200 feet across. That's 4 American football fields. You could stretch inside that. The circle and the octagon that are connected, the Octagon Earthworks, that's a circle that has a slightly smaller diameter of 1,054 feet. And the octagon encloses 50 acres, which means you could put 4 Roman Colosseums inside just the octagon. That's some of the scale here.
Yeah, you say the slightly smaller one. It's still massive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's still absolutely massive.
Yeah. These are incredibly huge earthworks. And an architectural historian that worked with us on the nomination, John Hancock, now retired from the University of Cincinnati, talks about it as being architecture of a kind that he never learned about in architectural school. And he refers to it as uncanny in terms of its scale and simultaneously its precision. So this 1,054 feet diameter circle, the observatory circle connected to the octagon, is about as perfect a circle as we could build today. So, and it wouldn't have to be that precise. 2,000 years ago, if you're building a circle on that scale, nobody's going to notice if it's off a little bit, but maybe because of its lunar alignments, it's aligned to the moon. So maybe they're trying to get the attention of the spiritual being that is the moon and convince them that they've got it right in some way.